Welcome everyone, we have Lancer and Glare facing off on Italy. Lancer enters as the favorite for this match. Lancer holds a significant edge in their head history with over 800 total rounds won, and we've seen that dominance play out in their most recent meeting as well. It will be a climb for Glare to shake off that historical weight today. Completely outclassed. He's just not letting Glare breathe. The rank 30 spot is feeling the pressure right now. A quick response here, showing he can still hold his own in this series. He's proving he can trade shots with the higher rated player. Lancer just completely snatched that one from the wine, getting the kill in under a second. Lancer is cruising with a commanding 5-1 lead. His recent form hasn't been great, but he's certainly not struggling here. Lancer is simply too fast right now, putting together a strong 3-round run. His current performance aligns perfectly with how the ladder views him. He is absolutely taking over this map, extending the run to 4 straight. His recent 16-20 stretch hasn't slowed him down a bit. That's another one in the book for him, extending this run to 5 straight. Finally, a break for Glare, fighting through some damage to secure the kill. Lancer has looked far more consistent lately with a 50% win rate over his last 10 matches. That is a stark contrast to Glare, who has been struggling to close out games recently. We have to see if these last 2 rounds are a fluke or a sign of things shifting. Lancer takes a big 9-3 lead into the break. He is really making this look easy, confirming his status as the favorite with this lead. Glare has to find an answer fast to stay in this. Lancer is practically untouchable, now sitting at a 10-3 lead. Glare's recent 9-27 run has been a struggle to watch. Glare manages to claw back a bit at 10-4. Lancer had the upper hand in their last encounter as well. Lancer is making this look like a breeze, simply refusing to let Glare build any momentum. The favorite is firmly in control of the pace here. Lancer can't seem to put this one away as Glare continues to keep him from closing the map. The ranking difference is clear, but the raw skill is still close. Glare is starting to put up a real fight here, cutting into that lead with a couple of quick winners. He didn't even take a hit on that play. Now it's just one more for the win. A very clean way to reclaim the momentum. He seals the deal with that final spray, closing things out right here. Just another day at the office for this guy. Really continuing that dominance over Glare in their long history. Welcome everyone to Orange. We have Ignis and Lancer facing off, with Ignis entering this one as the favorite. Ignis enters this series with a dominating head-to-head record, having won over 58% of their encounters against Lancer. Seeing the score sit at 1-0 right now makes you wonder if the momentum from their previous meeting 16 hours ago has completely shifted. Lancer is really surging ahead with a 2-1 lead. He's certainly been the more consistent force over the last day. Lancer is moving swiftly through these early rounds. He's making this look a lot easier than the numbers suggest. Absolute chaos here, and Ignis just barely scrapes by with a sliver of health left. Lancer is just relentless, now leading 4-2. Lancer is clearly shaking off that tough loss from yesterday. Ignis has been remarkably consistent lately with a 29-7 record over the last day. Seeing him drop 3 rounds in a row is a huge contrast to that recent form. It'll be interesting to see if he can shift his momentum before the gap becomes too wide. He's just unstoppable right now, picking up another one to stay in total control. What a frantic trade. He barely walks away from that disaster with his life, but it's another win for Lancer. A quick response from Ignis to steady things up before we head into the break. He has a significant ladder advantage as the number 7 seed. Lancer takes a commanding 9-3 lead into the break. This is a shocking start for the favorite. We expected the top 7 seed to have things under control, but Lancer is currently running away with the game. Time to see if Ignis wakes up. Lancer is just suffocating him now, pushing it to 10-3. He's putting on a clinic despite being the lower seed here. Lancer is just peeling off these rounds in a blink. He's putting on an absolute show today. Lancer looks completely unfazed by the gap in their rankings. Lancer is definitely feeling the pressure now as Ignis refuses to go down without a fight. It's a steep mountain to climb, but he's finally clawing back. Lancer was in total control, but Ignis is finally putting together some momentum here. He holds his ground and shuts that door, moving within a single round of victory. Lancer is playing some incredible counter CS right now. What a finish. Lancer shuts it down right here to secure the map victory. He just completely dismantled the favorite in this one. That top 7 seed didn't have any answers today. Welcome everyone to Fast Aim. We've got Ignis and Glare facing off to see who can reach 13 rounds first. Ignis is holding a massive lifetime lead in their head-to-head matchups. And that mental edge seems to be translating into a very quick start today. We'll see if Glare can shake off this slow beginning. Ignis is just too fast right now, catching Glare before he could even settle in on that ramp. The pressure is really mounting on the other side as he puts up a third straight victory. He's really struggling right now after a tough 9:27 run today. He's just not letting up, securing his fourth straight victory in a blink. Simply untouchable right now, moving to a 5-0 lead. His current form reflects that top 8 standing on the ladder. Absolute perfection. He's just shut everything down to make it 6 straight. Finally, some movement on the board as Glare picks him off the ramp. He's really fighting to avoid another one-sided defeat. Ignis is really hammering home that 29-8 record from today, and it's showing in how comfortably he's navigating this server. Honestly, Glare needs a significant shift in momentum to put a dent in this lead. Ignis is just dominating, pushing his lead to 8-1. The skill difference is painfully evident at this point. He maintains his control of the ramp to secure a third straight victory. Everything about this setup favors the number 8 seed. Glare manages to pick him off the ramp just before the break. A huge mountain to climb for the 30 ranked player. Ignis takes a commanding 9-3 lead into the break. I mean, everything is going exactly as the analysts predicted. It is a tough spot for Glare, who has a 41% win rate on this map. Let's see if Glare can rebound. His superior rating is making this look like a routine exercise. What a scrap. He barely clings to life there to take the round. That was a razor-thin margin for the survivor there. That was an incredibly fast reset by Ignis to shut down any hope of a comeback. Glare is refusing to just go down quietly, showing some real resilience to trade rounds here. His recent 10% form is making this a real uphill battle. Unbelievable. He barely survives that exchange to put himself on match point. A nerve-wracking close call for the leader there. Glare steps up with a clean response to keep this fight going. We're seeing a much tighter contest than the rankings suggested. He's really digging in, securing his second straight point to stay alive. He's definitely proving he belongs in this bracket today. What a finish. He shuts everything down and claims the series victory. He's simply been the better man in this rivalry for a long time, and that history clearly played a role here. Welcome to the arena. We've got Lancer and Glare facing off today, with the favorite looking to maintain his strong momentum. Lancer holds a strong head-to-head advantage with over 800 wins against Glare. It's a bit surprising to see the higher-rated player starting on the back foot. I wonder if Glare has finally found a way to close that gap today. Glare is absolutely dominating this opening stretch. This is a complete reversal of his recent struggles. Glare is on a roll, leading 2-1. The 14th seed is finally starting to find some footing. Lancer has completely flipped the script here, taking control of the match with 2 quick rounds in a row. That's a brutal run of form for Glare lately. Absolutely untouchable right now. He's completely shut the door on his opponent. He answers back instantly to even the score at 3-3. Coming into this, he had really struggled against the higher seed. Lancer edges ahead again, reclaiming a narrow lead. The higher seed is settling back into a comfortable rhythm. And Glare claws back to tie things up at 4-all. Neither side is letting the other breathe right now. Glare is putting an immense amount of pressure on Lancer right now. Hard to believe given how he's struggled in his last few matches. What a brawl! He barely manages to scrape through that exchange and secures his 3rd straight round. He's completely rewritten the script after that last 6-13 defeat. He's simply outclassing his opponent, putting up a huge 4-round run to finish the half strongly. Glare heads into the break with a 7-5 lead. Well, this is definitely not how the rankings predicted this would go. He's playing with way more confidence than we expected given his current losing streak. Let's see who takes the lead now. Glare is really capitalizing on his momentum now, and he's currently playing well above his usual expectations. It's a total turnaround considering he entered today having dropped 4 matches in a row. He seems completely unfazed by the pressure of the deficit. Glare is really pulling away, leading 9-6 now. He's keeping his composure despite that poor overall day. Lancer is really struggling to get an answer for this as the gap continues to widen. Quite a result for someone sitting at 30 on the ladder. Glare is just relentless, pushing his lead to 10-7. Lancer is definitely trying to leverage that historical edge. What a wild exchange. Both players were trading heavy damage, but Lancer survives the chaos to keep his comeback alive. Lancer is on fire. He just dismantled his opponent and closes in on the lead. A vicious scrap there, but he comes out on top to hold an 11-9 lead. Unbelievable. He barely survives that chaotic exchange to bring the score back to 10-11. The pressure is really mounting as this gap narrows. Glare halts the momentum shift and is now just a single round away from victory. Hard to forget his struggles before today's performance. Lancer refuses to go down easily, walking away from that encounter without losing a single point of health. Just an incredibly clean display of precision from that position. What a result. Glare finishes him off and secures the victory right here. He's finally shaken off those recent losses in a massive way. Just an incredible performance to get past one of the most consistent players in the league. He had to work for that. Welcome everyone to Berserk League. We have Ignis and Lancer facing off on Mapas, with the favorite looking to secure another win. Ignis holds a clear historical edge in this head-to-head, with a 58% success rate. And honestly, that mental advantage seems to be paying off early on. He looks very comfortable in his movements, which is a nice change of pace from their last encounter where Lancer took total control. Absolutely nail-biting finish. He manages to claw out the win while staring down the barrel of death. We're deadlocked at 2 apiece as we enter round 4. The higher seed is definitely feeling the pressure here. Lancer pulls ahead by 1 as we hit round 5. A tough way to start after that 13-7 victory against Glare. Unbelievable. Ignis barely survives that exchange to bring the score back to a dead heat. His 8th spot on the ladder is certainly giving him a lot of confidence. Pure chaos in that exchange, but he manages to secure the edge in a brutal fight. Lancer is struggling to keep pace after that rough 17-20 stretch today. What an absolute war! Lancer barely scrapes through that one to bring us back to an even score. He's looking sharp after that tough loss to Glare earlier today. Lancer takes a slender lead as we head into 9. He's really mirroring that dominant 13-5 victory from their last meeting. That's 3 straight for the man in control, and he didn't even break a sweat this time. A surprising shift for the favorite, who usually controls this pairing. What a scramble. Lancer barely survives that fight to keep the momentum rolling. That was way too close. Barely a pixel difference on that finish. Lancer heads into the break with a 7-5 lead, and honestly, he's playing like the favorite right now. Ignis just isn't finding the answers he needs to keep this game under control. Time to see if Ignis wakes up. He secures the kill from the ramp, showing some real grit to keep this series alive. He's finally found a way to put the pressure back on Lancer. A flawless exchange, and we are completely tied up at 7 apiece. Both players are refusing to give an inch in this series. Lancer sneaks ahead just as we hit round 15. He's fighting hard to maintain that upper half standing. Ignis has been on a tear today with 28 wins in the last day. It's a shame that heat isn't translating into results in this specific series. Lancer is effectively shutting down the favorites' momentum right now. He is showing some real grit, keeping the pressure high as he continues this charge. He's desperately trying to avoid a repeat of that loss to KL. He's on a roll now, showing a lot of heart to close the gap. A clean recovery for the underdog as he closes in. The tide is turning as we enter the final stretch. Unbelievable. He manages to secure the deal and pull this series completely even. The momentum shift in this series is absolutely staggering. He is simply untouchable right now, seizing the lead as this incredible run continues. A stunning display of resilience to put him just 1 round away from victory. The confidence is speaking for him now. Lancer answers back with a fast reflex shot to stay in this game. The tension is palpable as he forces a tighter race. An absolute shutdown to force this into extra maps. We are headed to overtime. That was a patient encounter, but he's outplayed his opponent to take the lead in this first overtime set. He's showing absolute composure to seize control right here. Lancer is simply refusing to let the pressure get to him in this overtime period. He's certainly fighting to prove those rankings wrong today. The resilience is showing for Ignis as he storms back to take an arrow lead. The pressure is really mounting for the challenger in these closing moments. It's completely an open game now. Neither player is willing to let the other walk away with the lead. A truly legendary battle of nerves between these two. What a scrap! Ignis barely hangs on after a brutal exchange to put himself one step away from victory. Another one of those nail beaters for the leader. Lancer answers back and brings us straight to a deadlock. The pressure is mounting for both of them in this deadlock. Lancer edges ahead by 1 in a total thriller. Ignis levels it up, tying things at 16. Lancer reclaim a tiny advantage at 17-16.